dictionaries. So another data type in Python is a dictionary. A dictionary holds key value pairs, which are referred to as items. You will hear dictionaries referred to in different ways, including associative arrays, hashes, or hash tables. Dictionaries are generated using comma-separated items surrounded by curly braces. The item begins with a key, followed by a colon, and concluded with a value. The pattern is dictionary name equals open curly braces, key, colon, value 1, comma, key, colon, value 2, and so on until the end, and then you close the curly braces. In order to create an empty dictionary, you use dictionary name equals and just open and close braces with nothing in between. Any items in a dictionary can be retrieved by key. To do so, enclose the key within brackets immediately following the dictionary name. The pattern is dictionary name and then square brackets with a key. So if we have context equals, and we've got curly braces, David, colon, and this phone number, comma, Tom, colon, and this phone number. So this is now a dictionary, and it's got two items. The first has a key David, and then the value, and the second item, the key is Tom, and the value is that. If we say variable David's phone equals contacts David, then David's phone is set equal to the phone number, the value of the first item. If we say Tom's phone, variable Tom's phone equals contacts Tom, then variable Tom's phone is set equal to the value of the second item. Okay, so if we print David's phone, then it should print this number, and if we print Tom's phone, it should print that number. Okay, so the output should be like this. Not only are you able to access values by key, you can also set values by key. The pattern is dictionary name key equals value. So if we say contacts equals David colon this, Tom colon that, we can then say contacts David equals this. That will change the value for this item. If we say David's phone equals contacts David, and then we print David's phone, we should see the new value because this has replaced the value of that. Okay, and just note that Python dictionaries look a lot like JSON data structures, but are two different concepts. Okay, so this looks a little bit like a JSON data structure, but it is actually a Python dictionary. Adding items to a dictionary. Keep in mind that you can easily add new items to a dictionary through the process of assignment. The pattern for this is dictionary name, new key, equals value. In order to determine the number of items in a dictionary, first use the lang built-in function and pass in a dictionary. Okay, so here we say contacts is equal to David colon this, Tom colon that. So this is a dictionary with two items. If we then say contacts Nora equals this, this is adding a new item to this dictionary because Nora doesn't exist yet. So if we print contacts, we'll see all three, and if we print lang, then this should print 3. Removing items from a dictionary. To remove an item from a dictionary, use the del statement. The pattern is del, dictionary name, key. Okay, so if we create a dictionary, contacts equals David this, Tom that, then we say del contacts David, it will remove this item. If we then print contacts, we'll see now contacts is just the one item. Keep in mind that the values within a dictionary do not have to be of the same data type. In the following example, you'll see that while the value for David key is a list, the value for the Tom key is a string. Okay, so here we say context equals David is now a list with 2 numbers, and Tom is a string. It's just 1 number. So if we print David and then the context David, you'll get both items. You'll get the list. If we print Tom and then context Tom, you'll get just that 1 string. Okay, so here you see the output. This is a list. That's just 1 string. When you are assigning the items to the context dictionary, you can use additional spaces as it will greatly improve readability. As a result of the fact dictionary name key name is capable of storing its associated value, you can act upon it like you would the actual values. To illustrate this, let's use a for loop for all of David's phone numbers. Okay, so here we've got context equals, and the item David has got it's got a list with 2 strings in it, and the item Tom has just the 1 string. So if we say for number in context David, print phone format number, this is going to go through the list that is the value of David. Okay, so it will print the 2 values in the list. Finding a key in a dictionary. If you would like to find out whether a certain key exists within a dictionary, use the value in dictionary name.keys syntax. If the value is in fact a key in the dictionary, true will be returned. If not, then false will be returned. Okay, so here we create a dictionary, context equals David with a list, Tom with the string. If David in context keys, print David's phone number is, and context David, and here it's printing the first value. If Nora in context keys, okay, if Nora is in context keys, then it will print this. But because Nora isn't, it won't do this. Okay, so the output is simply David's phone number is and the first value in that list. Take note that David in context evaluates to true, so the code block which follows the if statement will be executed. Since Nora in context evaluates to false, the code block which follows that statement will not execute. Also, since context David holds a list, you can act on it as a list. Accordingly, context David 0 will return the first value in the list. Finding a value in a dictionary. Using the values dictionary method returns a list of values within the dictionary. Use the value in list syntax to determine if the value actually exists within the list. If the value is in the list, true will be returned, otherwise false will be returned. Okay, so again, we create a dictionary context with David and a list of 2 strings, and Tom with just 1 string. Then if we print this, we've got this string in context.values. So this is going to find this value. Okay, and we see that this value is here. So when we print this in context.values, it returns true. If this wasn't the value in context, that would return false. Looping through a dictionary. If you're looking to loop through items in a dictionary, one pattern you can use is for key variable in dictionary name. The code block that follows after the for statement will then be executed for every item listed in the dictionary. To access the value of the item in the for loop, use the dictionary name key variable pattern. Unlike lists, dictionaries are unordered. The for loop will ensure that all the items in the dictionary will be processed. However, there is absolutely no guarantee that they will be processed in the order you desire. It is a common practice to name dictionaries by using a plural noun, such as the case of contexts. The standard pattern for the for loop will use the singular form of the dictionary name as the key variable. So for example, for contact in contacts, or for person in people. Okay, so when you create a dictionary, you usually use a plural name for it. So this dictionary has got 2 items. We call it contacts. Then when we use a for loop, we say for contact in contacts, and it will print the number, and it prints contact and the contact's contact. Okay, so contact will be the first item the first time through the loop, and it will be the second item the second time through the loop. Okay, so the output will be the number for Tom is this, and then the second time around the number for David is that. And remember, it's in no particular order. So you see that even though we created it David and Tom, it happens to print it, in this case, Tom and then David. You may also opt to utilize 2 variables when defining a for loop in order to process items within a dictionary. While the first variable comprises the key, the second one will contain the value. The pattern is for key variable, comma, variable value variable in dictionary name dot items. Okay, so here we create contacts again with 2 items. Then if we say for person, comma, phone number in contacts items, the first value will be the key value, and the second value will be the item value. Okay, and again, these names can be anything. So in this case, this happens to be a person's name, this happens to be a phone number. So we've made this variable person, we've made this variable phone number. Okay, so every time around the loop, it will print the person and then the phone number. So the number for Tom is this, so it prints the person and then it prints phone number. Second time through the loop, it prints David and that. Since the values contained in a dictionary can be of any data type, you have the ability to nest dictionaries. In the following example, names are the keys for the contacts dictionary, while phone and email are the names used within the nested dictionary. Each individual in this contacts list has both a phone number and an email address. If you want to know David's email address, you can retrieve that information using contacts David email. Okay, so and note how the brackets are here. So make sure to pay close attention to the location of colons, quotation marks, commas, and braces. Try using additional white space when you are coding these types of data structures to help visually represent the data structure. Okay, so here we've got contacts equals. Okay, the first item is David, and it consists of a dictionary with a phone number and an email address. And then the second item of contacts consists of a dictionary. It consists of this key, which consists of a dictionary with a phone number and an email address. Okay, so if we print, here we're just printing a dotted line, then for contact in contacts, print, and here we're going to print contact, and then we're going to print contacts, contact phone, and we print contacts, contact email. Okay, so here we're taking the phone item from this contact. Here we're taking the email item from this contact. So we're taking these items from the dictionary within that dictionary. Okay, so the output will be, it prints the line, so you see the line there. Then it prints the contact's name, so Tom's contact info, and then it prints the phone number, and then it prints the email. Okay, because it's taking this and then that. Then it prints a line over here, and it goes around the loop the second time, and it prints the contact name and the phone number and the email, prints a dotted line, and there's only 2 items, so that's everything. Okay, that's all for dictionaries. So to review, dictionaries hold key value pairs known as items. Dictionary name equals, open the curly braces, key 1, colon, the value, comma, the next key, colon, the next value, and so on for all the items in the dictionary, and then you close the curly braces. A key allows you to access the values stored in a dictionary. Dictionary name with the square brackets key, so this lets you access whichever item has that key. Assignments allow you to add or change values in a dictionary. Okay, so if you say dictionary name and a key equals a value, if that key does not exist, it adds it. If that key does exist, it changes the value. The del statement removes items from a dictionary. So del dictionary name key, it will remove that item from the dictionary. To determine if a key exists within a dictionary, use the value in dictionary name syntax, which will return a Boolean, true or false. Okay, so if that value is in the dictionary, it returns true. If it's not, then it returns false. The values dictionary method will return a list of the values that are stored in that dictionary. Loop through a dictionary using the for key variable in dictionary name syntax. Dictionary values can be made up of any data type, including other dictionaries, as we saw in one of the examples. Okay, so for this exercise, interesting facts, we tried to create a dictionary that has a listing of people and includes one interesting fact about each of them. You display each person and their interesting fact on the screen. From there, alter a fact about one of the people in the list. Also add an extra person and corresponding fact to the list. Display the newly created list of people and facts. Try running the program multiple times and take note of whether the order changes. Okay, because remember that there is no particular order to the dictionary. Okay, and so when you've done that, we can have a sample output where we've got Jeff was born in France, David was a mascot in college, Anna has arachnophobia, Dylan has a pet hedgehog, Jeff was born in France, David can juggle, Anna has arachnophobia. Okay, and we'll see the code, but I'll skip over it. You can go back and pause to take a look at the code after you've tried this. Okay, so this is the end of chapter 6, dictionaries, and the next chapter is chapter 7, tuples. So we'll see you then.